That honourable member who showed a gesture is one of the arch Zionists in the Western Cape, and maybe he just can't handle the fact that I'm wearing this.
One member of the DA seated there has exhibited an unparliamentary conduct by showing a middle finger to the speaker on the platform. According to our rules, it is not allowed, Chair. We cannot do such gestures in the House.
Who is the member?
Oh.
Order,
That's
honourable
Bahrain.
members.
They says Bahrain.
Order.
It's Bahrain.
Okay, calm down, honourable members, calm down. Where's the honourable Bahrain? Order, honourable members. May I ask the ANC whips to please ask your members to remain quiet so that I can deal with this matter. No amount of shouting and screaming will address the issue. So stay calm. Honourable Bahrain, did you make that gesture?
Yes, I did.
Please leave the House.
We have decided to bring videos on something nobody talks about: African politics, economy, and increasing power. Here's a reminder to please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Africa's geopolitics, economy, and changing landscape. Let's continue now.
The next speaker is the Honourable Dugmore.
Honourable President, Deputy President, House Chair, members of this House and guests. Ek wil net sê dat agbare de Toy moenie hier kom en die Bybel gebruik. Want was mense wat die Bybel gebruik het en hulle het vir apartheid geondersteun met die Bybel in een hand. Please, don't do that again. It needs to be said that the speech delivered by our President last week places beyond doubt the fact that South Africa is a better place than it was in 1994. The work done by successive ANC governments working with our people has seen massive improvements in the quality of life of the vast majority of our people. And at the same time, our President was honest about the challenges and the problems that we face as a nation. Maar ons weet almal dat as die kar begin spoed optel, dan blaf die honde baie. Siya somlomo ukuba izinja zinkonkoto imoto ehembayo. These DA speakers will not tell you, Mr. President, that in the Western Cape, less than 3% of agricultural land is owned by black South Africans, coloured, African and white. That white South Africans own 70% of urban land in the Western Cape, making up 18% of the population. That coloured people, while they constitute 48% of the Western Cape's people, only own 10% of urban land. And African people, who make up 38%, they only own 3% of the land. And also, I want to especially thank the Minister of Electricity and also tell them that when you go and buy 100 Rand of electricity in Cape Town, say you live in Cape Town, you buy that electricity from Eskom, you get 42 units. But when you buy for 100 Rand from the city, the DA, you only get 22 units. Why is that? It's a NERSA surcharge, and over and above the NERSA surcharge, they are putting more. And now they want one of their powers to take control of energy. So sê, julle gaan dit nooit reg kry. Only 50% of Cape Town residents, Mr. President, have access to internet, compared to the 77% that you mentioned nationally. Speaker, workers in our province are amongst the 6 million workers in our country who have benefited from the minimum wage. This has helped many, mainly domestic and farm workers in our province. Yet it is the DA who actively oppose the minimum wage. And I want to quote from their 2019 manifesto, page 12. It calls for allowing potential employees to opt out of the sectoral minimum wage, which would have a new minimum wage of no less than an old age pension. So the DA wants a minimum wage to be 2,000 rand. That's what they want. Hulle wil 'n minimumloon van 2000 betaal terwyl die ANC regering gee 'n minimumloon van tussen 4100 en 4600. It's simple. Itatile lento. This DA does not like Itatile. The DA does not like black people. They don't like colored people. They don't like Palestinian people. Because a senior DA leader in the Western Cape, when one of our legislature staff members was wearing a kufia, he was intimidating her and saying, "You cannot wear that here." Ai, kuteni, vaya geza bona. Yay. Speaker, and dis hoekom die mense wat the flower sellers are saying on the streets of Cape Town, hulle gaan nooit weer vir die DA stem nie. They are voting ANC. That's why that is happening. Thousands of workers in our province are benefiting as part of 550,000 workers in South Africa who have worker ownership of companies. These gains are due to national legislation and political will. But the reality is that we have a DA government in this province which opposes each and every piece of transformative legislation. They do so to defend the privileges of those who have benefited from colonialism and apartheid. Kom ons praat die waarheid vandag. Kufuneka sithetha inyaniso eparlement namhlanje. 'n Stem vir die DA is 'n stem teen die minimumloon. A vote for the DA is a vote against employment equity, whose regulations say that regional demographics must be taken into account, which benefits Africans, coloureds, Indians, the disabled, and women. A vote for the DA is a vote against national health insurance for all. A vote for the DA is a vote against the expropriation bill, which, when it becomes law, land will be distributed to those who work it. And this will happen in terms of our constitution. The DA are panicking. Their supreme leader, Helen Zille, sy is nie gelukkig met die matriek nie. She's not happy with the matriek. She doesn't believe that the matriek can appeal to voters. Zille is eintlik kwaad vir die matriek, and now she wants Jardine. So now they're trying to come up with a bill which wants devolution of powers. They are pushing for federalism, and with their right-wing allies such as the Freedom Front.
Well, just take a seat, please. Just take your seat. Order, honorable members. Order. Honorable members of the ANC. Order. I want to recognize the Honorable Housewhip, Honorable Gadebe. Order, honorable members. Honorable members, I will not be able to hear the whip of the ANC taking a point of order if you continuously interrupt him.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. One member of the DA seated there has exhibited an unparliamentary conduct by showing a middle finger to the speaker on the platform. According to our rules, it is not allowed, Chair. We cannot do such gestures in the House.
Who is the member?
Oh.
Order,
That's
honorable
Bahrain.
members.
This says Bahrain.
Order.
It's Bahrain.
Okay, calm down, honorable members, calm down. Where is the honorable Bahrain? Order, honorable members. May I ask the ANC whips to please ask your members to remain quiet so that I can deal with this matter. No amount of shouting and screaming will address the issue. So stay calm. Honorable Bahrain, did you make that gesture?
Yes, I did.
Please leave the House. Honorable Bahrain. Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. Honorable Dugmore, you may now continue. May I also remind honorable members, all members in the House, that the joint sitting have very specific rules. And when a point of order is taken, the rules clearly indicate that the member raising the point of order must be granted a fair opportunity to raise the point of order. I do not expect screaming and shouting. You're not making the point. The member who will raise the point of order will raise the point and it will be dealt with. Please let us observe that so that we can continue with the business of the House. Honorable Dugmore.
Thank you, House Chair. It's not surprising that even though the ANC in this province is working with South African Jews for a free Palestine, the Muslim community, that honorable member who showed a gesture is one of the arch Zionists in the Western Cape, and maybe he just can't handle the fact that I'm wearing this. The provincial government is clear of wanting more powers. Our Republic's constitution does not create a federal state. It provides for a unitary state with clear powers and functions to provinces. Soze ukubuyela kwi-Bantustans apho eMzantsi Afrika. Soze nooit. We want one country. That's what we want. We want to unite South Africans, Christian, Muslims, Jews, Hindus, colored, African, white in this province. We don't want that division. This provincial government undermines our constitution, and in fact, they undermine cooperative governance. The provincial legislature has 3 legal advisors, not ANC, DA, 3 of them. They all said this powers bill of the DA is unconstitutional. It's been rejected by 80% of those attending the hearings. The DA is trying to spread a rumor that we are disrupting, wanting ungovernability. We've never said that as the ANC. That's not our politics. Maybe it's the politics of people who are not here today. The DA wants more powers, but I want, Mr. President, to draw this House's attention to one of the powers that the province already has, which is basic education. It's impossible to be silent about the unimaginable descent of the state of education in the Western Cape, to the point where the matric pass rate for 2023 was below the national average for the first time. In 2004, under the ANC government, the Western Cape pass rate for grade 12 was 14.3% above the national rate. 20 years later, the graph shows that the Western Cape pass rate is now 1.4% below the pass rate, while the rest of the country has been working hard and equitably to improve. The Western Cape is frankly letting its people down and effectively going backwards. Not only have 4 provinces now overtaken the Western Cape at the top of the log, but criminally it sits at the bottom province in respect of the percentage of bachelor passes coming from no-fee schools. The top province in no-fee schools is in fact the province of Limpopo, and we can be proud of Limpopo because they have 85% bachelor passes coming from no-fee schools. The Western Cape, by stark contrast, is the bottom, with a mere 26% of bachelor passes coming from no-fee schools. That's almost 60% below. Now, they try and claim that they have got the top mass pass rate, but what they don't tell you, because bayaxoka bona iDA, they ignore the fact that only 25% of the learners in this province actually do maths. The DA is crushing the hopes of our Newts in Swallows, our Shamiras, our Cindy's, our Bonganis, our Jonathans. And that's why this crisis, I believe, Mr. President, and I say this with all seriousness, needs for our National Executive and the President to consider invoking Section 101 of the National Constitution, which says that when a province cannot perform its function, there needs to be an appropriate intervention. Now, the Speaker, DA, was celebrating the outcome of cadre deployment. Those celebrating this outcome are the biggest hypocrites you will ever find. In 2022, and I brought it again today. We provided evidence where the DA instructs local councils who to appoint. Honourable Schreiber, do you remember the letters of MEC Bradell telling them who to appoint on a DA letterhead? This DA deployment was actually racist because the best candidate, even the DA councils agreed, was a black person, but the DA wrote and said, you cannot appoint that person. They are the biggest hypocrites in the world. So when we discovered, we wrote and we said, give us all your cadre deployment. But they're not even cadres. The DA doesn't have cadres. Let my baantjies for boeties. A cadre is someone with the skills and the ability to drive the transformation project. And 4 years later, no information about all these DA so-called baantjies for boeties. Net soos die Broederbond gedoen het. And I want to clarify, a cadre is a capable public servant who advances the transformation project and the national democratic revolution from within the state. It's about bringing diversity. Now, I want to move towards the end to say that Comrade Minister Mantashe said that when the ANC took over, there was not a single black DG. All over the world, deployment of those who support the ruling party's policies and meet the qualification, it takes place. And we as the ANC support the resolution of our national executive to review,
Honourable Member,
but never
your time
abandon
is expired.
cadre deployment. I thank you.
Thank you. Order, honourable members. Order. Order, honourable members.
Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We have decided to bring videos on something nobody talks about: African politics, economy, and increasing power. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.
Tell us what you think in the comment section. Like and share the video, and subscribe so that you don't miss any of our African videos. It's the best way to support us.